Hello. How are we doing, guys? Ooh, can you believe it's nearly August already? What the hell? Move over a bit. I've got a dark shadow, which I can't actually do anything about at the moment. How are we doing? Who's having a fun week? Oh. Let's see. Have we got everything running? Hi, Lisa. Hi, Annette. Hi, Marie. Ooh. I don't know if I might need to adjust the brightness. There's some weird camera things happening. I found that the camera setup on OBS doesn't actually look anything like the camera setup on the Logitech. And the Logitech is what controls this. So it's a bit weird. I might have to play with settings a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on it. You're tired this week? Well, I've been sick all week. I've been sick since, well, it started Friday, but it got bad on Saturday. And today I feel normal. So, yeah, I've been sick all week. My hair looks longer today. I've been massaging my scalp. Hi, Jen. Yeah, it's nearly August. One book July went whoosh. Hi, Kath. Carrie messaged me the other day and said, I've just put up week 3's One Book July video and realised that I'm a week behind. Possibly 2 weeks behind. And I'm like, how? How did this happen? It's crazy, isn't it? So, news and stuff first, as always. Let me just check if she got back to me. Right, okay. Carrie's putting up a video today that will officially have her caught up. So she is on it. She's been sick this week as well. So have the rest of the family. Great. Vicky is just keeping going. July went so fast, she's just going to keep going in August. Meg says the same. July went so fast, she's just going to continue with Junk Journal July as Junk Journal August, but in a more casual capacity. It'll be a little bit more laid back. Won't be a challenge as such, probably. It'll just be ideas as we go along. I have so many things on the back burner at the moment, and I've been doing One Book July every week. So at the moment, I don't have plans for doing any more One Book July, but I may do like well, this is kind of an into August roundup, but I might do like a flip at a later date or something. Sorry, I keep looking over there and I've forgotten to move my camera. I should be looking over here. I will probably do some kind of something in August that will continue, but I'll come to that in a minute because I've got a couple of projects that I want to work on in August. As you know, this month has been project month for me. My Animal Crossing journal has fallen by the wayside at the moment. I plan to pick it up again, but obviously with being sick for a week, and the week before I was reorganising my studio, I really haven't played that much, so I haven't really been journaling that much. And I haven't caught up on any of the bits that I was going to do because since I moved my studio, I actually don't know where my book is. Maddie, what's the matter, Baba? You want to say hello? You can say hello if you want to. You can say hi. Say hi to everybody. Say hello to everybody. Say hello. Everybody give Maddie belly rubs. Maddie needs the belly rubs. Oh, belly rubs for Maddie. Belly rubs for Maddie. Auntie Lisa's here. Auntie Lisa gives you belly rubs. I can't remember what I was saying now. Yeah, I don't know where my Animal Crossing journal is, and because I've been sick I haven't really thought about looking for it, and then I was looking for it earlier and I was like, I really have no idea where I've put it. It's here somewhere. I'll find it, and when I do I'll catch you up with it. That is the problem with reorganising. And the thing with reorganising this time, and I'm going to go into this in a little bit, because I think it will be helpful. I think I will do it as a vlog, but I will also mention it here. I have come across a way of... I've got past my barrier of not being able to get rid of stuff. So I'll share that with you during this video, just kind of in brief, and then I'll kind of expand on it in another vlog, because there's quite a few things I want to mention, and there's a few links and things I want to give you, and it's easier to do that just in a vlog and preset it up and put all the links and everything, instead of having to go back and watch my own live stream to find out all the links that I mentioned that now need to put in the description. You know, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. In other news, Michelle, hubby is doing well. For those of you who know Michelle, she her husband was in a very bad accident, had to have quite extensive surgery, but he is now home. He is doing well. It's a long road to recovery, but at least he's home, and you know, it's hard on her because she's looking after him. She's his only carer now. But it's still better than having him in hospital, not being able to get to him, not being able to, you know, coronavirus craziness everywhere. I think she'd rather have him at home. So, yeah, he's doing better. Unfortunately, some of their extended family have COVID. So things are not doing fantastic in the rest of their family, and it's really not a great time for hubby to have had a mishap. So, yeah, please continue to keep her in her thoughts. She did say thank you to everybody who mentioned her last week, and you know, she'll be back with us as soon as she can, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon. But you know, keep following on social media. She is checking in occasionally. So, is that it? No Patreon changes this month. Although I believe Patreon themselves. Sorry, I keep looking over there. I need to look over here. Sorry. I've moved my cameras. Okay, moved my cameras. Again. Patreon themselves have changed how your local currency is shown to you. So, although, and this is where it gets confusing, okay? Even though I'm British and I use GBP, I cannot set my tiers in GBP. I have to set my tiers in American dollars, so that, because Patreon works in American dollars, then they convert it back to me in GBP. And if you're in the UK, they will convert it back to you in GBP. Which means, effectively, if you give me $5 on Patreon, for instance, you actually pay $5 plus VAT. So you actually pay, the equivalent of $5 plus VAT. I'm not sure exactly how much it is. I think it's about £4.50 at the moment. They're very close at the moment. It's almost neck and neck, 1-to-1. Basically, if you give me £5 on Patreon, no, $5 in pounds on Patreon, by the time they've converted it to dollars and then converted it back to give it back to me in pounds, it's not even worth. It's not even worth me having a £5 Patreon. That's how ridiculous it's got now. And it's costing you more because you now have to pay VAT on it. And now because they've changed your currency conversion, you're also paying more because it rounds up. So instead of paying $5 in UK pounds, you're actually paying a rounded up conversion rate in UK pounds, which is more. So it's... I'm not loving Patreon at the moment. I mean, I know they've got to keep the business afloat and they've got to make changes and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, of course, they've had to make the changes to the tax, and I have no problem with that. But it's just kind of annoying when it's a new thing every month. Why didn't they bring all the tax in? At the same time, change all the conversion rates? They had us change all our tiers. Do it for July 1st. For months this has been going on. Do it for July 1st. Do it for July 1st. Because July 1st we're going to have to start charging tax. So you might as well restructure everything now. Make sure it's how you want it. Make sure it's how you want it. The 3rd of July, we get an email saying, oh, okay, now you've sorted that out, you might want to change your tiers again because now we're going to charge patrons in their local currency. And I'm like, we just literally changed all our tiers to accommodate the tax thing because you told us to. Could you not have told us about this 3 days ago? It is very confusing and ridiculous, and frankly, they're pushing their luck. Given that I could do everything on Patreon that I do currently through YouTube as simple join memberships, which work exactly the same way, except YouTube doesn't charge you in your local currency. YouTube doesn't charge you tax, although it might now because that's a universal thing. And YouTube uses the standard PayPal conversion rate instead of taking a fee. It actually is getting to the point where it might be better to just put everything on YouTube. It's ridiculous. But anyway, that's my thing to worry about, not really yours. But I just want you to be aware Patreon is going to start charging you in your local currency. And that might mean that you actually pay more than you did before, even taking out the extra taxes. Obviously, you're going to pay extra sales tax. That's universal. But even if you take out the extra sales tax, once it's been converted into your own currency, from my currency into American dollars and back to your currency, it could end up costing you even more. So if that's the case, first of all, please let us know. Contact either me or Katie and let us know how much it was before, how much extra in sales tax you're paying, and how much the extra currency conversion is now costing you. And I don't know. I haven't set anything up on YouTube yet, but I may look into it as another alternative. I really would like to offer everybody the option that works best for them. And for some people, Patreon, regardless of what shenanigans they get up to, is the best option. I'm not going to get rid of Patreon, okay? Don't think that for a second. I'm not just going to get rid of Patreon. But I don't rely... Patreon is just another way for you to pay for extra content if you want it, which is my, various different portions of my class that I've been running for the last 9 years now, I think. It's an ongoing thing. We do 2 sessions every week, except last week we missed one because I was sick, which is the first... I think I've missed more sessions this year than I have any year previously. And 2 of those were because we had constant thunderstorms, and I can't stream if there's thunderstorms. Sorry, but I'm not plugging in my Mac during a thunderstorm. It's not going to happen. I love you, but no. So anyway, just giving you a heads up on that. It may not affect you as much, but obviously with conversion rates being a monthly changing thing, you may also find that if you're paying in your local currency, that how much you're paying every month is different. Instead of just, I'm at the $5 tier, so I pay $5 plus VAT, works out, for mine, it usually works out £6. Now they're going to do it through local currency, so by the time they've put it through the double conversion rate, it could be, well, your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, if you want the $15 tier and up, go through the website. It's so much easier. You can pay through PayPal, you can pay through Stripe, you can use your credit card, you can use to pay any way you like. You can choose your own date. You're not stuck to paying on the first of the month. Because that's another thing that causes me no end of problems, because I'm with Patreon, I don't actually get paid until the 6th of the month. So I don't want my payments going out on the 1st of the month. I have to cancel my payments every month and then rejoin all my patrons every month, because I can't have all that money going out on the 1st of the month out of my own earnings, because I need that money to pay my bills on the 1st of the month. Oh, Patreon, why do you do this to us? They've cornered the market, that's the problem. And as with anything that corners the market, there's always going to be issues. But, you know, now that YouTube's catching up, Lisa's bought me a coffee. Oh, thank you, Lise. You don't have to do that, but thank you. This channel runs on coffee. Oh my god, my coffee's empty. I thought I'd just filled it. Oh my god! I'm gonna have to go make coffee in a minute. Anyway, yes, as Lisa demonstrated there, we do have Super Chat. Also, for those of you who were here, was it last week or was it Twitch, or I can't remember, but Lisa bought me, look what Lisa bought me. Because she buys me gifts instead of paying through the websites, and she buys me coffee and stuff. Personal friend, so slightly different. Look what she got me. It's the, oh, this thing is so heavy. It's the jelly gouache. This is the Arctics version. There's also Himi and a couple of others. As you can see, I've started playing with it. So I will be doing a review on that soon. Obviously, I'm not I'm going to open it and do a few swatches and tell you it's wonderful kind of person. I will want to play with it. But yeah, there's that. I've also got, I can't remember if I showed you this one this last week, but I've got this one to review. I've been playing with this one a lot. I like this set so much. This is the Boku Undo company. It's similar to the Gansai Tambi Shadow Blacks. They're all blacks. They're very nice. I love them. Ooh, indeed. Very nice, these. And I've also got, and they must be with my, actually they must be with my Animal Crossing journal, because I can't find those either. So obviously I've put them into, or stacked them on top of something, and that's why I can't find them. They're not up there, are they? They're probably underneath something over there, or on top of the printer or something, which I can't get to. But I also have the I don't know if it's Mozart. It's spelt Mozart, as in, you know, the composer. I don't know if it's Mozart, because it's run by a man called Mo. You'd think Mozart, or I would think Mozart. Could be Mozart, which I keep saying. I don't know. But I have their Gansai Tambi-esque paints in this, like this as well. Because they're half the price of the Gansai Tambi, and I wanted to see if they were any good. So, yeah, 3 different things to review for you very soon. 3. Right, check in the right camera. Stop looking over there. Look over here. Hi. Yeah, the black shades are gorgeous. I thought I'd talked about these before, but I have done basic swatches in my sketchbook. Where are they? There they are. So this is on Moleskine Art Plus. Sorry, the brightness. Ugh, so much glare. I love using natural daylight, but the glare is ridiculous. Let's turn the brightness down. colour intensity is about right. Let's drop the contrast a tiny... Ooh, no. Well, I've dropped the contrast. It's going to make my hand look funny, but that's basically the actual colours. That's pretty much the actual colours. So you've got red, black, yellow, black, green, black, blue, black, purple, black, and brown, black. This is just a basic swatch. Straight, you know, added some water, swatched it in my sketchbook. That's it. So this isn't proper watercolour paper or anything. But they do work very nicely, I have to say. So, yeah, got quite a few reviews coming up for you. I'm going to hopefully do them as pre-recorded videos through the vlogs, rather than just because I like the format where you have something and you don't just unbox it and swatch it and go, ta-da, ooh, these are really nice. I feel like you have to work with something for a little while. The link is in my description down below, and it should be in the Amazon shop, and if it's not, then it will be when the review comes. I honestly can't remember. I've been sick all week. I can't remember what I've done and what I haven't done. But yeah, by the time the review comes out, they will definitely be in my Amazon shop. I can send you the link. I can text you the link anyway, Lisa. I also have, and this was the other one I was showing you here, I had here. These are metallics. And these are proper Gansai Tambi metallics. They're the gem colours. Now, I didn't realise they were metallics when I purchased them. I thought they were similar to these, but just regular. I thought, like, these are the black shades, and this would be like a dark red, a dark brown, a dark yellow, you know. I didn't realise they were metallic. So that was an accidental purchase. Somebody's already said they want them, so they're already going somewhere. I may or may not do a review of them. There really isn't a lot to choose between those and the Mozart ones. As you can see, these are the Mozart ones, these are the other ones. The only thing with the Mozart ones is there isn't a pink, but I don't use pink anyway, so they're both just as shiny, they're both just as vibrant, the colours are very similar. It's neither here nor there, really, for those particular ones. But I haven't used the regular Gansai Tambi. Apart from... In fact, I haven't used any of the regular ones. I've only used these ones, which are not the Gansai Tambi versions. But... yeah, I don't know if I'll bother doing a review on these, because I don't honestly think it's worth it. If you've got this set, you don't really need those. Maybe that's the point of doing a review. I don't know. I'll think about it. I have a whole list of videos that I need to do. I've also got something that my students have already seen. Is a really, really big, well, not really big, a quite big, stupid sketchbook. So that will be coming to you soon. I'm hoping to get that one out. I've already filmed most of it. I'm hoping to get it out sometime either next week or the week after. I'd like to get it out next week. We'll see. We'll see. I've got some extra, you know, shots and things to do, but that will be coming soon as well. Okay, I think that's it for stuff coming up and all that kind of jazz. One Book July update. I was doing really well until I got sick. Everything was working great, and then I got sick and everything went bye-bye. I haven't used this all week very much. But I did, the moment I started feeling better, I tried using it starting Monday and I just started feeling ill again, and then yesterday I just felt really shaky and fragile and dehydrated. Today I feel a lot better, so I feel like today is the day to get into it, catch up, show you how I, you know, come back to my journal, my bullet journal after a week of not using it, and you know, you have that disconnect of where was I up to, what do I do now. I thought that would be a useful process for you. Hey Paula. Hi Mika. Hi Jane. I just thought it would be useful for you to see that process of, well, I haven't been using my journal at the end of the month, but there's a new month coming, right, let's hit the ground running. Hopefully that will be of some use to you, because that's the kind of time when it feels daunting, that you're like, oh, I haven't used my planner in like 3 weeks, what am I going to do? How do I even plan anymore? I don't know. And then you kind of get this mental block of, oh, well, maybe I'll just use post-it notes. Maybe I'll just write a list. Maybe I'll use a different planner. Oh, I know how to get past this mental block if I haven't used my planner in a week. And now I need to set up a new month. I'll get a new notebook out, or I'll buy a new notebook. You know, that's usually the answer we come up with. And I am a strong advocate for, no, don't do that. Get your old planner out and pick up where you left off. Hi Michelle, hi Risha, hi Burgess. Yeah, pick up where you left off. Get back into it. You don't need to always feel like, right, I need to start fresh. I need to, you know, this whole New Year's Eve attitude. You can do that any day. Any day of the year. There are 365 and a quarter, I think, days every year where you can say, you know what, I'm going to start again today. I'm going to start fresh. Yeah, just finish the damn book. Stop trying to convince yourself that everything will get better if you just swap covers, if you just move it back into rings, if you just do this. It's not necessary. That's not saying you shouldn't do it. You know, some people, you know, Burgess practically changes her cover every day. So does Vicky. If that's what keeps you happy and keeps you coming back to your planner, there is nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying is that I've certainly found for me that change when you want to change, because you want to change, works way better than changing because, oh well, I haven't used my planner in a week and I need to catch up and I don't know what I'm doing anyway, so I might as well change and do something different. There's some people that will work for. It will give you a new lease of life. Maybe if you haven't used your planner for the last 3 months because of COVID and all that, maybe that will be the way you get back into planning again. But if you've only been away from your planner for a short time, changing your planner is not going to help you. It's just going to help make you feel more disconnected from what's going on, I believe. Because you have all these loose ends. Nobody likes to finish a season on a cliffhanger, do they? How mad would you be if... Well, cliffhangers bug me anyway. I never watch the last episode of a season until the first one of the new season is out. But, that said, how annoyed would you be if you knew there was supposed to be 24 episodes of a season and you only saw 22 of them? And the last 2, they just went, you know what, we can't bother to finish this season. We're just gonna leave this and leave it as it is and start a new season. You know? You'd have all these dangling bits that are not rounded off. And that's how I feel if I were to, or how I would feel if I were to abandon this journal and say, right, it's August, start afresh, new book, new notebook, whatever. No, I need to go back and reconnect with what I was doing when I disconnected. So for me, the answer is not, like, I mean, Ryder does say, you know, if you've been away from your journal for a while, don't stress about it, just, you know, turn the page and start afresh. There's a new page, here we go. And I'm an advocate for that, yes. However, I think if you've only been away for like a week, exactly a week in my case, although I did write down a couple of things on Monday and then went, yeah, this isn't going to happen. I think if you're only away for a little while, sometimes it's better to just go back and pick up those missed stitches and go, you know what? It's only one row. I'm going to unknit it, go back, pick up that drop stitch and start again. You know? That's, for me, that works better. I'm not saying it's what you should do necessarily, but if you always feel that disconnect and your immediate reaction is, oh, let's start a new planner, then maybe don't do that for once. Maybe go back to where you were and try to pick up bits, pick up the threads of where you were. Kind of like going back and picking up your train of thought from, you know, if you were halfway through writing an essay and you got interrupted and you have to leave it for a couple of days, you're not going to immediately go back and go, well, I can't be bothered going, picking all that up again, I'm just going to start again, would you? You'd go back through your notes and your thoughts and you'd reread what you'd written and you'd try to pick up the threads that you were trying to put together and continue where you left off, right? And I treat my planner the same way. Maddie, what's the matter, sweet pea? Why are you crying, my love? No reason. Okay. She's just crying because. She doesn't need to be crying, she just is. Okay, let's bring that brightness back up again so that we've got... Oh. I like these new settings, but they're kind of annoying at the same time. Okay. Oops. Always get that wrong. There we go. So, obviously you won't be able to read everything, but hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing as I talk you through it. I probably should turn my camera sideways because I write like that. I have to write straight. Normally I write like this. This is how I write normally. But I don't know. I have to write straight for you guys. The squirrels, right? Sometimes you just have to try and grab the nearest squirrel and run with it. Puppy Patrol. Gypsy's home. Oh! Gypsy. I didn't know you'd called her Gypsy. Or did I know that? Or were you keeping her name a secret? No, I didn't know that because I would have remembered that you were calling her Gypsy. Didn't you have a different name for her before? Or a different name that you thought you might use? Anyway, really cool. Yay. Puppy. We're going to get to see puppy pictures. Okay, so the last time I used my planner was July 22nd. It is now July 29th, so it's exactly a week, with the exception of 2 things I wrote down on Monday, like I said. There are just a couple of things that I needed to remember to do. I actually did both of them, so I can cross them off. So this is what I'm going to do first. I'm just going to start at the end of the list and work my way backwards. I did that. I need to star that because I haven't finished it and it's an ongoing task. I can't think of anything else that has happened that was exciting between Monday and Tuesday. So I did put a note here for Thursday because I'd already written Thursday's title. I put the note sick. So I don't need to put that here because, you know, I was sick. Sometimes you get up on Monday morning feeling like, oh, okay, maybe I feel a bit better now, and then by 11:30 you're like, nah, go back to bed. That's what happened. So your husband came up with the name. Mine was called Gypsy. I miss Gypsy. And no, I don't know how she is. I haven't heard from Jan. I'm assuming no news is good news because she did say she'd tell me when Gypsy passed on or if she's got sick or anything like that. So, okay, so let's go back up here. This all looks like it was done. Sketchbook video I moved forward. That's all crossed off, so that's all done. Moving the studio all freaking day. That was last week. vlogs edited and put up. Yeah, I've got no vlogs. I'm hoping to start vlogging again tomorrow. Or I want to start vlogging again tomorrow. Whether I'll get round to it or not, I don't know. But so while I'm on that thought, let's write down today. So Wednesday, July 29th. Event 3 p.m. YouTube live. That's happening now. That's just a recording thing. It's something I did. What do I need to do? What was it I literally just said? Oh my god. Come on, brain. Start vlogging tomorrow. Oh yes, that's right. Charge camera batteries. Because I'll need to put those all on charge tonight because camera's been sitting there for a week. And I only realised that the batteries were all dead this morning when I went, oh, hang on, haven't vlogged in a week, so batteries are all dead. So that's something I need to do tonight. I should probably check the oh my god, come on brain, where are you? SDHC, is that the right word? I need to check the card anyway for footage in case there's anything on there from last week that I've not taken off yet. I'll add to this as I go now. So all of this is done. And all I did for this week, because I'd only used 3 days there, and I thought I was probably only going to use a couple of days here as well, I just changed the date. So this is now a 2-week spread instead of a 1-week spread. That's all it is. Okay, so let's go back a page. This page is already done. I don't even need to check this page. This page is a work in progress. This is the scans, and I know that because of these 2 boxes. So these 2 boxes down here, these 2 boxes down here, the left one is this page and the right one is this page. And if this one is coloured in, therefore this page is complete. I've already gone through this page multiple times, ticked everything off, everything's done, finished, or moved forward, or cancelled, or whatever. None of this on here is actionable. This one is white, that relates to this page. That means that either there are actionable things on here, or there's stuff on here that I've done but I haven't ticked off. It happens to be that stuff is actionable. So, mute. Upload. Done. I did the upload for that one, so that one's complete. So that one is now going to paintings, which is the next stage. It should already have been down there. Mute. Frog. Frog. Background. Done. Line art. Done. Final line art. Help me, class. Have I put up the final line art for the frog? I can't remember. Have you got a printable... Did I put up the proper printable of the frog line art with the background and everything? I know I gave the PDF to Katie, so I'm assuming Katie put it up, but... The backgrounds for all of these are finished. The line art for the bat is in progress. And the line art for the moth is in progress. The finals are not done yet, obviously, because these aren't done yet. And I can't upload them because I've done the line art, so But the newt and the frog should now be at the point where they're paintings. Anyone in class? Did I put the... Have you had the PDF with all the different sizes of frogs and everything in the background? Is anybody there? The jaunty music, by the way, is provided by our very own Katie Shesko. Go check her out. She's on Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, Instagram. The frog printable is on Trello. Thank you, Paula. So that one's done as well. So the final one is done. It's uploaded. That means it's finished. So yes, it belongs down here in the paintings, because all I've got to do now is paint the actual thing. So all I've got to do is transfer and paint. Then scan the final and upload that. So there we go. Now one of these I'm doing as a class, and the other one I can go ahead and just start painting. So that's good. I now know that in between getting the line art for these done, I can go ahead and start painting the frog, because I don't have to film it. That's not saying I won't film it. I might film snippets of it for a vlog, but I don't have to film it. I don't have to, like the newt, we're doing that start to finish on Patreon. So I can't go ahead and start painting the newt until I'm doing a class. Yeah? We were supposed to start on Saturday, but I was sick, so we haven't got around to that yet. So let's go back another page. 2 white marks, so there's gaps here. So the vlogs are all up to date. That part of the vlogs is all up to date, so I'm just going to cross that through. And I'm going to put August vlogs. Because this was just the page. This is not my tracking page. My tracking page is back here somewhere. This page was just where I was trying to work out my times and time zones and what time I was going to put things up, and trying to work out which bits I'd given to Katie and which bits I hadn't. That's just my scribbles. So there's no point in starting a new page for this, because this is just my scribbles, noting down which ones I've got, which ones I've edited, which ones I've uploaded, which ones I've rendered, which ones I've uploaded to YouTube, all that kind of stuff. Because vlogs, I'm telling you, a 10-minute video takes 4 freaking ever to make. A 2-hour live stream takes 2 hours plus however long it takes to set up and finish, because there's stuff I have to do after the live stream to make sure you've got all the information. But in total, I'd say a 2-hour live stream takes me at the most 3.5 hours. And it's all one chunk. It's like, you know, I set up right before the live stream. I do all the other stuff immediately after the live stream, although sometimes I have to sit here for 20 minutes while I wait for the YouTube process to finish, and then I can download the video to put it on Vimeo. But it's all done in that chunk. It's done today. But you do a vlog and you've got all this footage from various different days and various different angles and sometimes various different cameras. Then you have to compile it and edit it and get rid of the gaps and do this, that and that. And it's such a long process. It really is a long process. I want to get to the point where Bailey J is, where she literally, I think she pretty much just films and she just chops off the beginning and end of it, so that it fits together, and then does a thumbnail, and that's pretty much it. But it's so tiring to get to that point. And I'm still at the point where I don't really know what to film, because I'm not a very good vlogger. But, you know, I prefer live videos as well. I absolutely prefer live videos, and I like filming something as if it's a live video. So like when I do my reviews and stuff, yes, there'll be footage of me working with the paints and stuff, but the actual video will be recorded like this. It just won't be live at the time. You'll see it at a later date. if that makes sense. I hate editing videos. I just do. Taxes still have to be done, and that needs to be moved to August. So I'm going to put an arrow on that one. And actually I'm going to move it to today. That simply means that I don't have to keep going back to this page, or wherever it was. I didn't even know where the page was. There. That's the only thing on that page that wasn't finished. So I can now finish that page because I've moved that one thing forward to today. Maybe in a minute I'll move it forward again to next week or whatever. But for now, my goal is to get as many of these July pages completed so that I can go ahead and start moving things forward from... How do I explain it? I'm shunting everything from July, making sure it's either done or moved forward to the end of July so that I can then decide this week, am I going to do it now or am I going to move it forward to next month? See? Does that make sense? So I'm grabbing all those strings from July that I'm not quite sure where I was up to or what I was doing. You know, how far did I get with the taxes? I've actually got a sticky note somewhere that tells me, because I was tracking it. That's not it. That's my little sticky note that was telling me where I was tracking things. So I should put this on here, and I should write on it taxes, so that I know what that sticky note relates to. Now I've got information for tracking in August. So any tracking in here, I can just cross it off. I don't need to worry about it. Don't need to think about moving it forward. It's all on that post-it note. This is still in use, but these bits are moving forward into August. So I'm just going to make a note of that for now. I can come back to it if I need to. So, 2 black dots, so that page is finished. So where are we up to? Right, okay, so this is this week and last week. So last week, PDF, let's work backwards from today. So PDF, it was actually a prompt this week, but PDF prompt, I just call it a PDF, I don't really care. That's what I mean. Something went up yesterday and it was not a video. So that's done. Saturday. No. Saturday was cancelled because I was sick. That means that I'm 1 session short for July, but because we've got one on Saturday and Thursday, I actually don't have time to reschedule that one yet. So what I will probably do is do what I was going to do on last Saturday this week, and just move them forward, and then the end one I'll end up with an extra one which I will call 0708B. Or I could just leave that off. That would work as well. Let me think. What do I want to do? No, because I've put up a PDF this week, so we have a chat video. That's why this is 0707, which is the prompt, and 0707B, which is the chat video that goes with it. Because we have prompts, we do the work, then we meet up and we discuss it and we take it further and we come up with more ideas and, So that one is still going to be the chat video. But this one, we've now got 0706 hasn't been done. So I'm going to move that forward. That will now be 0708A. So 0706 brought forward. what I was going to do last week, I will now do next Saturday. And then the second part of it that should be next Saturday, I will either record it separately and put it up over the weekend, or I might just move it into August and continue with this into August. I can't decide that until I go back and see how much I need to do in August and what we're going to do in August. So that I need to wait and see with that one. So for now, I will just put a star next to it because it's important that I decide what to do with it. And I will put August or pre-record. I may also, by pre-record, I don't necessarily mean pre-record. What I might do is say, okay, I'll do it Sunday, or I'll do it Monday, or I'll do it on Tuesday next week, and you'll have a PDF as well. You know, my people in my class understand how it works. I don't just skip over things, I reschedule them. But because this one was part 1 and this one was part 2, I need to catch up with that one first before I can do this one. There's no point in going, oh, well, I'll just do them all together. That's not how it works with painting. If you've got 2 hours worth of painting to do, you've still got 2 hours worth of painting to do. You can't just condense it into an hour. It's not like it is on YouTube, okay? So that's all that done. That's all June. I've got bits here. Oh, here we go. Chunky Monkey update and One Book July August setup. That is all done. Everybody is doing their thing. Carrie's caught up today. Vicky's already up to date. Michelle is dropped out this for the moment. Meg is continuing into August. So I can cross off One Book July. One Book July is done. What's this one? June. Stuff I haven't done. Oh, that's a mistake, because that is all actually either done. You can see there, sorry, I keep going off camera. This is either crossed off, which means it's done, or it's arrowed, which means it was moved forward. And all of those have something next to them, and all of these have been done. So that is also finished. So June is finished. June is complete. So on my future log, not my future log, my contents up here, I will now put a little X next to June. On my very front page, that now tells me I no longer, in August or September, need to go back to June unless I need to find something. It's all been done. No more reviews required. When I get to the same point with July, I will do the same. That may not happen until September. It depends. Sometimes I don't bother bringing things forward. But at the moment, I'm trying to get myself back into where I was before I got sick. So I'm trying to pull those threads back. So this one needs 2 boxes. These have all been dealt with. Those have been delegated. That is going forward into, that's the taxes thing. It's going forward. It's not due till the end of August, so it's July and August. MOT moved till September, very important. Rose Drive is at 81%. Damn, I still haven't done that. Marked them very important, still haven't done anything with them. Okay, so I'm not going to highlight these yet, because now I need to go and set up August. Once I try to move things from July monthly to August monthly, and from my dailies within my dailies. So like the notes I had here on these days that I needed to move forward, I moved forward onto a day. I may move them again in a minute, but I need to have a place to hold them first. The stuff from this page specifically is stuff that needs to be done for the month, but it doesn't have to be done today. So this stuff, any of it that's outstanding, will move to August's monthly. And if it's been moved twice, so if it's moved from June, I don't have anything moved from June, everything is current, it's all July, and it's all finished. But I would move that forward and highlight it and say, okay, this is now 2 months old, you need to get a grip on it and get it done. The taxes will have to have that because it already had a star there, so it'll have another star going, yeah, you need to get this done. It's got to be done by the end of the month. So, assuming that the rest of the week is going to be here and probably here, and I'm going to leave that there so I know where I'm up to. I can always use spare bits of paper for notes. I'm always going back and going, where can I write down that phone number and stuff? So I'm not worried about any of these pages where there's like half a page, because at some point I will go back. You know, we're having another reading week soon, so I will go back and mark in, you know, I'll just highlight it and go, okay, admin week, what else? What didn't we get round to in the first admin week? What can we do in this admin week? You see, so I don't close off those pages until the next one. So my day, I don't close off yesterday until today. I don't close off last week until this week. Usually on a Monday, but sometimes on a Tuesday, because Monday's my day off if I can manage it. I don't close off last month until I have done this month, and I don't close off the month before until I've done last month fully. So I always know if I need to go back one. And then the boxes tell me, this is as far as you need to go back. If any of that doesn't make sense, please tell me, because it's very hard to explain your system when you don't have it written down. I don't have I do this, then I do this, then I do this. It's not formulaic. I just start at the nearest and I backtrack until I hit the point where all of these boxes are black. When all of these boxes are black, I don't need to go any further. So, oh, there's 2 black. No, 2 white ones. So, technically that's all done. So I could black box that. But what I'm going to do is half box it, because that will show me that I've got everything is done that's on the page, but the page itself isn't finished. Okay, so I don't use this as, oh, well, I've started it, but it's not finished yet. If it's in progress or it's not started, it's white. If it's black, it's done. Or it's been moved forward, so it's no longer relevant on this page. But if I've got a half black, half white page box, that means I've got more space on this page, which essentially means that at some point I will come along with these, which I've discovered in my stash, didn't realise I still had, and they're really useful, and I will go, da 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 da, that's the end of that, that's finished, and, you know, the next admin week will start here. Once every 3 months, my Patreon, because I do 4 weekly classes per month, once every 4 months we end up with a week that's spare. For my students, that's a reading week. I don't put up any new content. They've got the opportunity to go back and watch old videos or take a break or whatever they want to do somebody else's class for a week, whatever. And for me and Katie, it's our chance to catch up with all the admin, backtrack, make sure we haven't missed anything, make sure everything's uploaded, make sure everything's linked, and get to start afresh. And it's also my week where I will sit and go through, okay, what do I plan to do for the next 3 months? So right now, I'm not planning, I'm only planning August. And I'm planning August based on stuff that I wrote down for July, August, September during this admin week. Incidentally, my class notes are in another book. I keep them all together. Because I don't want to have to keep going through these things, trying to find class notes of, you know, what did I plan to do and why did we change it and all that kind of stuff. I keep it all together in one book. So, assuming that this is going to be this week, plus any notes I have, this is going to be August. So let's set up August. Super simple. Do it exactly the same as I do for everything else. So first off, we need a new tab because I'm not finished with July yet. So we're going to need a new tab, which I have. Where are my tabs? Here they go. Look what I did. I organised everything into little pots, and I now know where they all are. Let's have a new tab. Let's have a Oh, I used purple and I've used green. Okay. Let's put a green one on here. No, let's put a purple one on here because it was actually purple. Just one of these throwaway ones. And move my good tab to August because I don't know where my other one is. I don't know where my set of those are right now. So when I set up my month, I do it in columns like this because to me, it makes more sense to have row by row, what do I have going on this week, rather than a whole month of a jumbled mess. I find that really difficult to deal with. I've moved away completely from having a monthly layout because one little box is not big enough to write everything in. I prefer to have this is the list, this is a list, and this is a list, and I can cross-reference it this way. That is much more sensible for me. What I do want to do this month that I've not done previously is I want to break up the weeks. Normally I just break it up here with a little line. You can see between Sunday and Monday I've got a break. But it's hard to read it across. I did do it with a little indicator there, but again, it's not easy to see once you've got everything starting to be filled in. When it's blank, it's perfectly sensible, but once it starts to get filled in, it gets messy. So I'm actually going to divide it up into weeks. Just these 3 columns, because this is just a list of tasks to do this month that, you know, it's neither here nor there whether I get it finished or not. So, I don't bother counting anything. All I do is that's where the mark is. That's where the mark is the same on that one. So I just go like that and go, okay, that's the line there. And I come down, I think it's 5, 2, 4, 5, yep. 2, 4, 5, yep. So I have Patreon, astrology, appointments, and tasks. And I don't bother measuring this either. I go like that and I go, okay, there's the line for that. I'm too lazy, okay? I don't care. Then I grab my ruler, which should be right there. Why isn't it right there? Oh, because I put it there. I put it in the wrong bowl. And I do this. Oh, I don't have to go all the way down to the bottom, I noticed. Yeah, it's 5 up from the bottom as well. Which is about the length of the ruler, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. So there's 1. There's 2. And that's it. So this is August. I will use a different colour for August. Since I've got an orange marker, I'll probably use orange, but I don't have any orange. Oh, hang on. No, I've got my... This will do. Only Ecoline brush pen here. This will do it. I usually use my mild liners, but this will do for now. And I'll just find the mild liner later. Okay. So I will set it up in exactly the same way. I write my numbers down the middle with my days of the week. So we're on Saturday's the 1st. So I'll just skip Sundays. Sundays are non-days for me because I don't work on Sundays. I don't do anything Sundays unless I absolutely have to. Sundays is my one day of sanity a week where I take the day off. So just for rounding up's sake, I will put Sunday the 2nd, and then I can start this week here, Monday. So Monday the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31. And then this is going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, the ruler's not long enough to reach all the way across the page. I'm going to have to get my other one. So I'm just going to do a light line. I don't need it to be... I just want it to be easy to read. I don't need to be gridded or anything. I'm just doing a very light separation. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oops. Okay, maybe a little bit light, darker than that. Hello, pen. Are you going to work? There we go. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This reminded me of The Godfather. That's where that's coming from. Any quote you need in life, you can get the answer from The Godfather. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, so Patreon, I do Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays. So Thursday, Saturday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Because I've got the lines in here now, I don't even need to look at the date. It's there. It's the second one because that's Monday. So Tuesday, I've just put that on. Yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's right, every other day. Oh, God, Maddie. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Now that means that that Tuesday is going to go into the following week. So I will put a dot there, but I will move it to September. So that Tuesday PDF will actually be the first one for September because I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. Okay? That may also mean that when I come to do September, I'll actually move the 29th to the 31st into September because for Patreon that makes more sense. Okay? Just like with this month, I moved... Have I put the wrong dates there? I did. I should have started on the 3rd. Gosh! Darn it! Yeah, made me jump when Maddie barked. She was playing Sofa Angels. She squiggles around on her back with her feet in the air and barks. It's hilarious, but it makes me jump every single time. Gosh darn it! So now I've got to redo this because I got the dates wrong. The days are right, but the dates are incorrect because it should have started on the 3rd. This is why I normally do this in silence on a Monday morning when I've got coffee. Anyway. But that actually makes more sense because I didn't think we had a half week that needed to be moved, and we don't. Because it doesn't make sense. When there's 4.5 weeks for a month, it doesn't make sense for there to be basically a half week here and then have another half week here. That's 5 weeks. That doesn't make sense. So yeah, that makes sense now. Let's try that one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It happens to us all. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 and 1 day. There we go. That makes more sense now. I should have known. I should have known as soon as I did that that wasn't going to be right. But that's okay. That's what whiteout's for. And this is where I use whiteout. Not because it's, obviously, as you can see, not because I want it to be neat and tidy, but simply because crossing things out when I need to be able to read it quickly is not where I want to be. And just for clarity, I might actually put Saturday, Sunday, 1, 2. Just so I go, oh yeah, that was last week. Otherwise I'll keep going, why have I started on the 3rd? Back here. Oh yeah, Saturday and Sunday was the weekend. I don't need to do that anymore because I've got it there. My brain is easily confused first thing in the morning. It does not need any hindrances. Again, this is friction. If I constantly look at this and go, why have I started on the 3rd of August? Go back to July, look at the dates. Oh yeah, that's a weekend. That's why I started on. It's friction. Whereas I'm here, I didn't start on the 3rd, I started on the 2nd. Oh, but that's the weekend, okay. So, my method of organising my Patreon stuff. So we have 08, the month, 01, which is the segment, and because this first segment, the Tuesdays and Thursdays are split up into a PDF and then a chat video. And the first week of the month is always the astrology PDF, so that will be Astro PDF. And this will be 0801B Astro Chat. And then the rest of the month follows the same. So this will be 0802, 0803 Part 1 will be the PDF scans. I know what that means. And then 0803B will be the chat for the same. 0804, the even numbers are always the art videos. 0805, prompt. 0805B, prompt, chat. 0806, 0807, prompt. 0807B, prompt, chat. And those may or may not be complex ones. They may or may not have extra PDFs. They may or may not be related to this. It just depends. But we always do these two. And then the others, we kind of move it around if we need to. And then we've got 0808. And all of these are the Book of Shadows art sessions. So instead of, because what happens in each video may move, because like with this one, 0706 is now going to be where 0708 was, but it's still the same content. So I don't renumber it. I still call it 0706. It's just that 0706 is going to be down here. So I will always refer to a video by its code number. That means that both I and Katie know what that refers to. Some people write a lot, others write very little. Sometimes you write a lot in one week and another week you write very little. Yeah. How many pages do people get through? In a planning or journaling? For me, for journaling, it depends whether I'm journaling that week and what I'm journaling and how. And for planning, it depends how much I've got to do that week. If it's a busy week, it might be 2 pages. If it's a not busy week, it might be more pages. Because I've got more time to write down things that I wouldn't necessarily write down in a busy week. Which sounds counterintuitive, but, you know, like that. In general, it's either one of these or 2 of these per week. And usually it's 1 planning and 1 notes. But it's not always. I mean, I didn't have any notes that week. Oh, I did have a small amount of notes, but I put them at the bottom of the page. This week, I put the notes there. It just depends. I don't think there's any hard and fast rule. If you need 2 pages this week and you need 3 pages next week and then the week after you only need a post-it note, then it doesn't matter. If it works for you, it works for you. Depends on the days how much you have to write. Exactly. And busier days, just because they're busier or you have a lot to do that day doesn't necessarily mean you have a lot to write down. If you're out running errands, yeah, you might have a load to write down. It might take you might take up virtually a whole page for one day. If you're at a meeting all day, that might be a busy day physically for doing stuff, but in your planner you might not have anything because all it says is meeting 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Don't forget to take the notes for Chris, you know. That might be all you have for the day, but physically you're busy, you know. I generally find that the more I have to do on a day, the less I write in my planner. And the less I have to do in a day, the more I keep coming back to my planner and jotting things down. Because if I don't actually have to do things, then I've got downtime, and that's when my subconscious is ticking over and going, oh, hey, what if you know, squirrel theory. If you're sitting around not doing nothing, but sitting around not doing anything that's got to be done right now, your squirrels are going to keep coming up and tugging on your shirt going, hey, how about we do a video on this? Hey, how about this for next week? How about this for an idea? What have you vlogged today? Whereas if you are busy and you are engaged and focused and you have to get this done and please leave me alone, your squirrels are not going to come to you unless it's really important. Like, don't forget you have to go and pick up the car at 3 o'clock kind of thing. Astrology, I will write the astrology in. I don't have it written in the calendar yet, so I haven't gone through it yet. But I do know that there is a full moon pretty soon. I think it's Wednesday next week. The 5th, I think. I'll do the astrology, because I do the astrology as part of class, so I don't need to write it all down just yet. Appointments. Now, appointments, I keep my Patreon stuff separate. I know when my classes are for Patreon, when I do them live. So I don't bother writing down, this is at 4 p.m, I'm doing this is at Saturday at 5, because I wouldn't book anything else during those times. The only other time I would have something is if I've got like a medical appointment or a hospital appointment that I can't move. Or sometimes I've had to move class back an hour because I got stuck in traffic or something like that. Sometimes I'm sick and I have to cancel the class and rearrange it. But that's not time dependent. I still wouldn't book anything else on a Thursday afternoon. I wouldn't book an appointment on a Thursday afternoon if I had an option not to, because I have to be home by 3 o'clock in order to let the dogs out, settle the dogs, feed the dogs, get everything set up for class, get everything ready, get my notes together, get my cameras set up and be ready to go at 4. So I simply wouldn't book anything for Thursday. And if I'm booking something for Thursday, I would know in advance. So I would say to class, okay, this Thursday I've got a doctor's appointment, I can't move it, so we're going to do class on Friday. So I don't count these as appointments. Appointments for me are things that are time dependent, that I have to do at a particular time, or that I want to do at a particular time, and that I need to know are coming up. Now for me, that basically means I need to be reminded that it's Wednesday, because last night I'd already gone to bed when I remembered it was Tuesday and I had to put up a prompt, which is why the prompt was late. Not because I hadn't done it, but because I hadn't written it up and posted it. I had the prompt written in here, I just hadn't done it because I was sick, and I had to be reminded that it was Tuesday. So I like to have it in here that, you know, you've already said you're going to stream on Wednesday at 3. So I put in my appointment, 3 p.m. YouTube. I've already said I'm going to stream on Friday, 1 p.m. Twitch. So I will put those in, because then when I'm booking stuff, those are movable appointments. It doesn't matter if I don't stream on a Wednesday or if I have to cancel a stream on a Tuesday, because they're not part of Patreon. They're just stuff that I do. I come here, and at the end of the day, you guys don't really care if I turn up at 3 o'clock or if I turn up at 4:30 or if I turn up on Friday or what. As long as you get your videos every week, you really don't care. And even then, it's not that important. It's not like you're paying for them. So it doesn't matter. But I will put them in here anyway, just as reminders to myself when I'm scanning my week. Oh, yeah, YouTube and Twitch, mustn't forget that. I will also mark in here if I've got a lot of vlog footage and I want to spend a day doing some editing, I'll put that in there. Because I can treat that as an appointment, now that we can finally leave the house again. I can treat that as an appointment. I can go and work somewhere else. It also helps if I've got everything planned out, because when people ask me, are you free such and such? Can we come and visit, or can we come and see you? Can we do that? And I'm like, look at my planner for the week. Look at this. Look at this. Look how much I'm doing. No, you can't. Oh, anyway. So yeah, Tuesdays, Wednesday, Friday. Wednesday, Friday, Wednesday, Friday. I can fill these in later, because they're regular appointments, but you know, for me it helps if I have them listed, because I don't accidentally forget that I'm supposed to be streaming on Twitch on Friday, because I have been known to do that, or not know what day it is, because I'm always working on the next Patreon video and the previous Patreon video, and all I know is that I'm somewhere in that limbo. What day is it? I don't know. So, tasks. So this is where I start bringing things forward now. So I'll leave this for a moment. Let's look at the tasks here. These have all been delegated. That's my symbol for delegated to Katie. So I don't need to worry about those until she comes back to me with them. Taxes. Admin for July. Admin for July is all done. Of course, it's not the end of July yet, so I might have, by Friday, whenever it is. When's the end of July? Tomorrow? 30 days has September, April, June and November. It's Friday. So by Friday, I could have just looked here, couldn't I? By Friday, I might have other things as admin for July that I've realised that I haven't done last week because I was sick. It's unlikely, but I might have, and also I'm still teaching. So I might have, I've got 2 more teaching sessions plus 1 that I need to reorder. I may have 2 admin for that I need to do. If I do, that will just get moved to August, on August the 1st. But it might be that it goes on the list on the 30th of July and it gets done on the 31st. So I won't automatically just stop putting it in August. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's put this on the wrong side. I always put these on the left side. So if it's on, here's my logic, okay? If I'm going back to a month, I put it on the right, because that way I go like this and there's my month. If I'm going forward to a month, I put it on the left, because then I have that. It's just an easy way for me to go, oh, okay, I'm between these 2 now. All of this is done. Let's just put a clip on it. Oh, thank you for the follow. Wifey of Mr. Horrible. What an awesome username. That's great, I like it. Okay, so admin for July. I don't yet have any admin for July, but I do have admin for August already. So I will put admin for August first. Admin August. I can always put July down here, it doesn't matter. So Big star. Taxes. Due. It's due the 28th, but I'm going to say for myself it's due on the 20th. That gives me a little over a week of leeway, just in case, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. You could get sick again or something, you know. If it was this month and I had left it until, and I'd said, oh, it's due on the 28th, I would have missed the deadline by now because I would have had to do it yesterday when I was still sick. See? So I always, deadlines that are really important, I always give myself an extra week. Built-in buffers. Right. And then I've got my VIP stuff. I still need to change my hard drive. I haven't done that and I need to do it. So that needs to be done this week. I need to stop arsing around with it and just get it done. So I'm going to put a big yellow arrow on that. And hopefully at some point over the next couple of days, if I now treat it as a priority to get it finished in July, I'm at 81% capacity. I need to reduce the amount of stuff that's in my hard drive. And it should be easy because the only reason for it to be at 81% is if there's a big video in there or something like that. So if there's a big video in there, I'll just move the video to somewhere else. Right? I can probably delete it. It's probably one I've put in there just so that I could transfer it somewhere else. And I've already transferred it and I don't need it in there at all. I can just delete it. So it should be a 5-minute job. But I haven't done it. Therefore, it's important and it needs to be done. So that's one that I will actually put on today. I might not get round to it today because obviously I'm streaming, then I've got the finishing off, then I've got to eat, then I've got other stuff I need to do to prep for class tomorrow because I haven't done that yet either. So I may not get round to it today, but that doesn't matter. I put it on the list for today because that's when I know I need to remember doing it. Maybe it'll get done tomorrow. Maybe it'll get moved to Friday. Maybe it'll end up getting moved onto August's list here to get done, must be done first week of August. Maybe I'll just ignore it again until I finish the taxes. Who knows? But at some point I will go, gosh darn it, this needs to happen. Because I'll get sick of rewriting it. It's that thing that, again, Ryder Carroll talks about this in his book. If you've written something down so many times that you're starting to get annoyed rewriting it, either do it or cancel it. You know? When you get to that point where you're like, oh my God, I've written this down 3 months in a row and I still haven't done it. Well, either you don't care about it enough to do it, in which case just stop writing it down, it's never going to get done. Or just get on and do it, which includes delegate it, you know? It may be that the quickest way to make sure that it gets done is to delegate it to Katie and go, you know what, just pop into my hard drive, see if there's like a video or something in there and tell me what it is, and just leave it with her and she'll figure it out, you know? If it's something that I've already got a copy of over on Vimeo, she'll just go, oh, it was a duplicate, I've deleted it, you know? Attempted to try inserts for August instead of the Moleskine Expanded, though you do have enough for a month. You like my monthly setup? Oh, it's so much easier. And I've done the same with my forward planning as well. So I've got my forward planning here is set up the same way with a calendar. And as I get through each month, you know, now I'm in August. As soon as I'm in August, I'll put October in. So the new MOT date I've actually got written in September. So I don't need to transfer that over. I know about that. But the R drive definitely needs to get done. So I'm not going to put that in here either. I don't want to transfer it to August and just go, oh, I'll deal with it next month. What I want to do is put it here with a big star saying, damn it, this is important. R drive. 81%, so that I try and do it this week as opposed to, oh, I'll just do it next month. Because I've been saying, oh, I'll just do it next month since about March. So that now means actually that has been moved forward, so I can put an arrow on that and use the sticky thing to highlight it there instead. So when I come to my planner tomorrow, what's the first thing I see? Oh, big yellow sticker going, R drive, 81%. Okay, I'll go and do it now. You know? Or if it's like, I get up late tomorrow, it's an hour till class, oh, I'll do it later. I'll move it till tomorrow. I'll do it Friday. I'll make sure I put it on the list for Friday when I do my admin. You know? That kind of thing. Yes, check your MOTs, because if your MOT is due before October, it's been moved. My MOT is now not due till September, but I've put that in my forward planning, so back that way. I don't need to worry about that. So now all I've got left is this little bit. So 0706 will be brought down, which means 0708. I don't know why I put A and B. Why did I change it to A and B? I didn't need to do that. I needed to change that to a 6. So 0706 brought forward. 0708 either needs to be done. Right, what day is it? I could, in theory, do 0706 on Friday and 0708 on Saturday, but it's a painting session, so I'd rather not do that. People need more time to work on things. Oh, Kristen, thanks for the donation. 2 coffees. Yes. Thank you very much for the super chat. Ministry of Transport test. It's your once a year MOT up for the car. But at the moment, anybody who's was due in March had an extra 3 months, and then anybody who's due in August has got an extra month, and anybody who's due in September has got an extra 2 weeks, and so on. It's gradually bringing it down because the garages have actually still been open all this time, which I didn't know. Garages have been open for emergency repairs and MOT repairs and anything like that. Because, yeah, it's vehicle inspection, exactly. Yeah, Ant said he's been open, because I rang him and said, are you open? Are you still going to be in business? Can I sort my car out, etc., etc., because I'm still trying to get that battery sorted. And he said, oh, I haven't heard from you in ages. Yeah, I've been open all this time. Apparently they were contacted and asked to stay open so that first responders and everything else could have repairs. So anybody who had to go to work still had a way to get the car fixed. It's logical, you know. And instead of going to fleet repairs and travelling around the country, all the ambulances just went to a local garage and had work done if they needed it. And any regular maintenance has just been put off. So it makes sense, but I never even thought about it. You got an extra 6 months on yours, not due until January now. Oh my god! I wonder if mine's been moved again. How did you get an extra 6 months, Lisa? Oh, is it a company car? Because company cars is up to the company, basically, and the fleet arrangers. Cars 3 years or older in the UK have to have an MOT. No, cars have to have an MOT every year, even new cars. But an MOT on a new car, if you buy a new car from a dealership, your first 2 MOTs are covered by them. Because nothing should be wearing out or anything like that. I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's the exception of fluids, lights and tyres. Because if your fluids, your lights and your tyres need replacing on your first or second MOT, it's because of how much you've been using the car. Therefore, it's wear and tear. Anything else, should be covered by they usually throw in the first 2 years MOT free. So you still have the inspection, but it's not like your vehicle inspections, Burgess. You're talking about servicing. What you call a vehicle inspection is a service. We have services and regular MOTs because a service only has to be done every so many miles, or every, I think it's 4 years if you don't reach the mileage. I don't reach the mileage on mine, so I just go by the MOT. He does me an MOT and oil change, which is better for people who don't drive a lot. Yeah, if you've got a company car or a fleet car, it's completely different rules. It goes by the fleet, not by the... not by the car. Okay. I don't know how we got onto cars. Oh, because my MOT was due, yeah. That's in my September forward planning, so I don't need to have that. So the next thing I need to do while I'm planning for August is go in and just check if there's anything in August that I need to remember. And lo and behold, the thing I need to remember in August is my MOT's not due until September. Because it's so ingrained in my head that my MOT is due on August the 11th. My MOT is due on August the 11th. My MOT is due on August the 11th. It has been for 4 years. And now all of a sudden it's not due on August the 11th anymore. Plus, cars are registered in the UK for the new registration year starts on August 1st. Yeah, it's a yearly service, but they do an MOT test. They just don't call it an MOT test. It doesn't have because they want it to go back to them for the yearly service with the manufacturer, with the dealership, so that it's all included. Does that make sense? My car's nearly as old as me anyway, so it doesn't really matter. About another 4 years, I won't even have to pay tax on my car. It's so old. I think it's 20... Is it 23 or 25? I think it's 25 it becomes vintage. And you don't have to pay tax on it anymore. Or you pay a different amount of tax or something like that. My car's nearly 20 years old. So, not long now and I won't have to pay tax on it. Which would be good. It'll make up for all the amount of time that it's been off the road that I haven't been able to use it and I've still had to pay tax. Anyway, so yeah, I do need to make a note. So in my VIPs down here, no MOT. Because it's ingrained in me from having cars that were registered August 1st. My MOT is due in August. Most people are MOTs due in August. Yeah, Service A is a oil service and Service B is your 2-year complete crankshaft and everything. Complete strip down of the brakes and everything. The MOT is to make sure that your emissions and all that kind of stuff are up to par. The service is to fix things that have worn out. The MOT is to make sure that the car is legally roadworthy. Are you a fleet manager, Lisa? Is that how you know so much about this? I used to work in service reception doing fleet and van warranties and stuff for Lex Commercials, BMW, Ford. I've worked in about 6 different places. Yeah, there's a lot of restrictions on what we can and can't do. And if you don't have an MOT, your insurance is invalidated. And everything is on the database now. So literally, you are a fleet manager. There we go. Oh, I didn't know we had that in common. Fleet cars used to drive me insane for BMW. Because they always wanted everything done yesterday, but they didn't want to pay for it. I'm like, look, the tyres are worn down. They're not legally roadworthy. It's not driving out of here with legal tyres. So, you pay for the tyres, or we're not putting them on, which means we're not giving you back your car. Oh, fun times. Fun times. It's handy, though, when you go to get your own car fixed and you know all this stuff about how services work. Oh, you should have a big service. Yeah, you should. No, I don't need to have a big service. I haven't done enough mileage. Need an oil change, please. That's why I trust my mechanic, because my mechanic, I didn't know my mechanic previously, but he was a friend of a friend who I worked with. We've got a friend in common that used to be one of my techs. So he knows I know about cars. If you have to get a part from Germany, it'll be there tomorrow, not this afternoon. Yeah. And right now, good luck getting any parts from Germany. Good luck getting any parts from anywhere other than another garage up the road. Oh, anyway. And if the parts are manufactured in China, just like buy a new car or rent another car, okay? That was another one with nightmare, because fleet people don't like to have their cars off the road. So they'd immediately go, oh yeah, we need a fleet car come in for service, and it's got to come in and you have to give us another car. I'm like, no, you have to provide another car because you're the fleet managers. We only provide cars for people who come in with emergencies, because that you're not prepared for. But if you know that your service car is due in, a car is due in for a service, like 6 months before it's actually due, you know how much mileage your cars take. If you didn't book a courtesy car when you booked the service, you ain't having a courtesy car. Sorry. Oh, we used to have fights with that all the time. They'd turn up and go, oh, can we have a courtesy car? The fleet said we could have a courtesy car. No, you can't have a courtesy car because they didn't book you one. You can't just turn up in the morning and expect to get a courtesy car. Especially when it's all 11 o'clock and you should have been here at 7:30. Oh, so much fun. Anyway. I don't have any urban sketches this month. So I better put that up here so I remember. No USK this month. Otherwise, friction. I will keep looking at this and going, why haven't I put in any of my urban sketches dates? When are my urban sketches dates? And I'll go to my phone and I'll check my calendar and go, oh, my urban sketches aren't on there either. Damn it, I'll have to log into Facebook, and I'll go and log into Facebook, and I'll go and check Facebook, and then I'll see my own note from July saying, we're not doing any events in August. And I'll go, oh yeah, I said that, didn't I? So yeah, it's easier to just not confuse the squirrels. Let's just give a squirrel that banner to hold. And then every time you go, urban sketches, oh no. There's little Fred with his banner going, no urban sketches this month. Okay. Give the squirrels jobs. Jobs for all squirrels. That's what we need. I don't know what I'm going to do about this. And I don't want to make that decision right now. Because it depends entirely on what I've got to do between now and Tuesday. And I haven't worked out what I've got to do between now and Tuesday. So I will leave that decision. But at least I know now already that on Saturday I will be doing what I'd planned to do on the 6th. Not on the 6th. Saturday the 1st will be the session we should have done last week. So at least I know that. The rest of this week is sorted. I've just got that one extra class to do. So that side of the page is done. This side of the page is not done, but I could because I need to make a decision on it and I need to do that this week, I could bring that forward to a day rather than August. Rather than assume it's going to be in August, I can go 0708 Patreon 0708, give it an exclamation point, give it a star because it's important, and now I know that I need to make sure that I do something with that. And since that arrow is big enough for the two of them, I will just do that so that I look both of those tomorrow. It's all about making sure that you don't miss anything for me. So that means I can now close down that because everything will be done. Everything by tomorrow, everything for July will be done. Because 0706 is actually the 1st of August, see? I know. So I've closed down July for the months. I've just got July. Let's double check these. Those are both black. That one's black, that one's not, but that's spare page, so it doesn't matter. That one's black, that one's not, that one's still in progress, that's going into August, so I'll clip this lot together. Admin week, we don't have an admin week till September. All of these are done, so I can clip that lot together as well. So now, I now know that all of this lot is either moved forward or finished. But when I go back, I can also see that there are, if I flick through, I can go, oh, hang on, there's a page there where I've got some notes. Oh, that's for an admin week. If I'm still using this book when I come to the next admin week, I might go back and use up that space. Or I might just say, I don't really care. It's only half a page. This one, I might well use it for August vlogs. So let's put it as a... Because that is literally, it's not the tracking of the vlogs, it's just the notes that I keep while I'm moving files around and stuff. Right, so it's just that page. So what do I have on this page that hasn't been checked off yet? Redo frog and newt line art, done. It's all this. That's a tracking page, so I'll keep that going. Just highlight that so I can see it easily. So my book now tells me where I'm up to. Okay? So I come to my book and I go, right, what on earth am I up to? What's going on? Oh, right, future logs. That's all, well, yeah, that's all sorted. Oh, all of this is finished. Here's where I'm up to. And the next thing I do is look at these two boxes and go, oh, all of that's finished as well. That's where I'm up to. Okay. Oh, no, all of this needs to be done in class. So this newt is 0706, 0708, 0706, 0708. Which means the frog I can do any time. So when I'm coming to this now and I go, right, I feel like painting, what can I do? What do I need to do? Oh, I could start my frog. And then this is this week. I don't like the way that eco line bleeds through. That's why I don't like use eco lines in here. I use the mild liners because they don't bleed through. Yeah, don't use eco line brush pens on this. You got 6 months on yours as well, Jane. Is yours a fleet car as well, or is it private? Urban Sketches. You're making an Urban Sketches painting area in Animal Crossing. Yeah, me too. Well, kind of like an outdoor art studio. That's my next one to do now that I've finished my... I finished it. Do you want to see? I haven't shown you, have I? Let me boot this up so I can get it... I can show you because I've done it. It's finished. I might move it forward, but I'll explain that later. So, where am I up to now? All of this is done. I'm here. So I need to charge my camera batteries. that's something I need to do tonight. Check my SD card. I'll do that tonight. My flipping hard drive I need to do, and Patreon 0708 I need to figure out when I'm going to do it. But none of that is stuff that I have to do today, except for tonight I need to remember to charge my camera batteries. But before I go to bed tonight, or at least before I finish work tonight, which is usually, to be fair, it's usually just before I go to bed, but I will check this and I'll look and I'll go, oh yeah, I need to charge my cameras. I need to charge the camera battery. I'll do that now. Check the SD card. Oh, I can do that tomorrow. Hard drive. Ugh. Patreon. Can't do that yet. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me turn the sound down on this because that's one too many versions of music. I will quickly show you. So yeah, this now will be the rest of this week. If I end up with space, I end up with space. But this post-it is taking up space, and I also need to make a grocery list. So I'm not worried about not using up this page, with it being only Thursday, Friday and Saturday. I probably will use it because I need to write a grocery list. And instead of squeezing it into a little space, I'll just write it all the way down there. Why not? And then I'm ready to start here on the 1st of August. Which, yes, I know is a Saturday. But since on a Saturday, pretty much all I need to do is my class, set up for my class, do my class, and then close down everything for my class, which involves uploading and checking links and making sure Katie's got everything to link everything up. I can probably put Saturday there and then do Monday. Monday the 3rd will start there as well. That's what I do with odd days. I just... My little jester hat. Isn't it cute? I got the whole jester costume. I got a little black and white jester costume. Let me show you what I've done here. It's just here, look. Ta-da! Oh, I might have to... Let me... Where is my camera thing? Here we go. So let me zoom in. That's as far as I can zoom in. So I'll be holding it about there. And let's focus it. There's that. I think that's about... Yeah, that's about right. So there you go. Let me... Actually, let me come down and do it this way, because I've got quite a few bits and pieces to show you. Come on. Climb down the cliff. There we go. Okay, so when you come across the bridge, you got the little gnome man in there. Gets your ticket. Get your ticket from the little gnome man, right? Tells you what concerts are on. You follow the path down here. This is where I'm thinking of moving it to, into this space up here, and having the orchard behind. Because what I've noticed is, because the orchard is here, they're not following the path all the way down. They only, like, wander around there if they've gone round the other way. If that makes sense. I have so many star fragments, I don't know what to do with them. I don't know how everybody is going, oh, I'm got star fragments, I've got this, I've got that. I've got so many star fragments, I'm using them as decoration. So you come down here and we've got a popcorn machine, we've got an ice maker, I'm going to put a drinks machine there, we've got a little snack machine, and we've got the diner thing saying we're open. Cool, huh? I've put plasma balls at the entrance so they sparkle. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's not ideal filming situation here, but I wasn't expecting to film. So I've got the dance floor here with the lights. Got my DJ set up, and behind the DJ is a obviously you can't hear it at the moment, but behind the DJ is a little stereo radio, and it's currently playing KK Rock. Then on this side, instead of turning it into a food area, I turned it into a little games room type thing. So we got a fuzzball table, we got a dartboard, we got a pinball machine, we got a little Space Invader thing, And we've got the water for the people on stage. And then you've got the steps up onto the stage. And here's we've got a marimba. Oh, hang on. It's just not the same without the sound. Come on. Let's pause Katie for a second. I know I'm a child, but I love it. It's so much fun. So we've also got the waterfalls. I couldn't, when I put the screens here, the screens actually stand up too far and you couldn't see the stars. And I wanted the stars. So I had waterfalls instead of signs. We've got a street piano. We've got a thing here which is, it's an essay set. So it's a pen and a piece of paper with a list on it and some ink. But it's the band list, it's the playlist. Because the singer always has the playlist in front of them. We got some drums. Which I can't, for some reason, get past. Why can't I get past this stuff? Oh, there we go. We got the toot toot. We got electric guitar and the amps and the pedal boards. And then over here we've got the disco station and his records and everything. It's a shame I can't get KK to use it. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? If you could get KK to use it. But I am thinking of moving it all up into this area and putting the orchard behind. And then up above, let's go around this way because it's easier. Whoop. Oh, I got to clear some trees, man. I got so many trees. Mine and Maddie's little witchy area. I can't find Maddie. I haven't been able to find Maddie for 2 days. I popped in last night to try and find Maddie and I couldn't find her. She's gone walkabout. So I've got these all around here. These are the little plasma ball and star fragments. And then round here we've got waterfalls and star fragments and the nova light. And then up above we got the moon. So from back the other side, oops, it actually looks really cool at night because all you get is a row of stars and the moon and the lights. So you get like spotlights shining up. Let me show you here. Oh, I've come around the wrong way. Idiot. So from here, coming along here, you actually can see the moon and all the neon lights and the sparkles and the uplighters and everything, and it looks awesome. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. So that's my finished thing. But yeah, I'm considering moving it all up into this area rather than having it way back there, because they come down and they wander around the orchard here, but they don't actually wander further back. Except Maddie wanders around here because she lives there. She lives next door to me, so. And Lucky lives behind us, so. Yup. So there you go. That's. I'm really happy with how that came about. My next one is to work on an outdoor studio. Yeah, the half moon seats are easy to get. You just need somebody who's got the DIYs. Celeste's DIYs. I've seen Celeste so many times on my island, on other people's island. Every single DIY I've ever had from Celeste, every single one has been a wand. The last one I got was the iron wand. I've got every type of wand there is. Your Switch is coming on Friday. Awesome, Jane. I had so many, like, not last week because I didn't play much last week. The week before, possibly the week before that. I've kind of lost track of July. But definitely in July. We're on week 5, so probably the second week of July. I had Celeste on Sunday and a big meteor shower. I had a meteor shower on Tuesday. I had another one on Wednesday. I had another one on Thursday, and then Celeste came back again on Friday. That's how I got so many stars. I collected like 50 stars in 1 week. And two of the showers I didn't even bother with because I was like, oh, I've already collected stars on Sunday. I don't really need any more at the moment. My friend has a friend who has all of the Celeste DIYs. She's basically been time travelling to get every single one of them. I don't care enough about the Celeste DIYs to do that. Or the mermaid ones. But I'm tempted to do it with Gulliver. Gulliver! Because I want that pirate set so badly. I want them all. I've got the head thing. I've got the bandana, and I've got the eye patch. What I really want to do is get an eye patch and give it to Lucky and see what happens. Because when you put the eye patch on, it goes over the left eye, right? Well, Lucky's only got his left eye open. His other eye is bandaged up. So I want to see what happens if you give Lucky an eye patch. Will he be able to see? Oh, anyway. Anything else from One Book July I need to update you on? I don't think so. My book, I will be continuing this book into August, amazingly enough. I'm enjoying this book. Of course, I still haven't left the house. He'll bump into everything. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. But I think it would be interesting to see what his reaction is. I just want to know what happens if you give him an eye patch and he can't see. Yeah, I'm going to continue using this for now. My setup hasn't really changed. I've added my water brush because I found it. I moved my chair and I found my water brush. This is my favourite water brush. It's the Arteza red one. And at the moment it doesn't have a home, so I've just been clipping it on there. But I don't carry watercolours around. His eye does glow in the dark. Well, it lights up. It lights up. It's very hard to find him in the dark. What I can tell you, though, is the skull and cross... You know the skull and vine wallpaper? That glows in the dark. If you turn off all the lights... You have to turn off all the lights. And it'll gradually start glowing. But Lucky's eye lights up. So I don't know if it glows in the dark or it's just lit up. But yeah, you can see it from like miles away. It's like a headlamp. I think the that weird little rabbit, what's its name? The other one, not Anchor. Anchor's the cat, isn't it? The other one of the Halloween set. The little rabbit. I believe her eyes glow in the dark, if I remember correctly. Because they just appear like black holes, and I think at night they glow. I can do you a quick journal flip. I I really haven't done anything in the last 2 weeks. It's not an awful lot that you haven't already seen. I've done some tinkering, I've done some little bits and pieces. This is the one I did last week. I've added some more bits to this. I did this one. I had all these bits already. So I finished that one, and I finished the Halloween, 100 Days to Halloween in this one. I haven't done any more of this. I haven't done any more than this. Oh, I tell a lie. I had some art stuff. I've got some By Buns tarot stickers. It was the last set of them. Not like literally the last set, but it was the last run of them she was going to do. So I got her tarot stickers because I wanted them. And I've wanted them ever since they came out. And then she said it was going to be the last time she got them because they were all different stickers that she ordered from different places. It was a pain to do. So I was like, yeah, going to have to bite the bullet and buy those. So they're really cool. They're all here. Ugh, that wolf. I love that wolf. He's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, I just reused the packaging. This obviously is covering up my address on the envelope. And then this is from the Artex Jelly Gouache. You got a free postcard with it. So I thought I'd just stick that in there and use it as a journaling thing. My sketchbook, I have been using this. I've done quite a bit of sketching. I didn't get anywhere near doing the 100 heads. I did precisely 3. And I did them while I was sick. Although I suppose if I include the newt and the frog, which also have heads, I've done 5. I got a lot of this done, which I wanted. Oh, I tell a lie, I got another one done there. And then I've done these 3 while I was sick. I have to have something to distract me from being sick, or I'm just the worst patient in the world ever. So if I don't have a headache, I will lie in bed and watch like Amazon films or Netflix or whatever. And I was watching, I found a whole series of, it's called The Last 24, and it's all famous people that have died in mysterious circumstances. So there was like Marilyn Monroe and Natasha Wood and Elvis, and I did some in here and I did some in my other sketchbook. So this combination I'm really enjoying. This is the Pilot Colorino in red, which I really like using, but it's not, you can't get enough contrast with it. So you can get it all going and even, but you can't get that extra little bit of oomph that makes like the eyes stand out or the mouth stand out, or you know, the depth of colour in the hair. So what I've been doing is using this, which is the Faber-Castell Polychromos in Madder. I've got a couple of other colours that work as well. I've got a couple here that I tested that work, because this one is running out very quickly. The Arteza Watercolour Carmine Red and the Faber-Castell Medium Cadmium Red. This is a little bit more orangey, and then there's also a Tuscan Red, which is more brown. But this one matches perfectly, and it's just extra punch. Because this one is waxy, and after a while you can't layer it anymore. But this one is oily. No, this one is yeah, that I was right the first time. This is waxy, and you can't layer it anymore after a while. This one is oily, so it will go over the top of wax. So you can see where I've added it. It's just those extra little bits of bumping up the contrast. You know, her chin could do with a little bit of contrast. Her chin could do with just a little bit more contrast there. Her sweater, you know. So I've been using that. I've been doing it with this and then finishing it off with this. Because those of you in my class, obviously, you know that I do my sketches, and then once I finish the sketch, I go back in and I give it a little bit more contrast and punch to make it finished off, if you like. But yeah, that's been my combination that I've been using. I also finally found and I don't know how I didn't find this before, but the Faber-Castell triangular pencil sharpener. these actually fit in that big one there. You have to kind of get it going initially, and then eventually it will pick up. It has to sharpen it into a sharper point. So you can see one of them is quite pointed and the other one is quite shallow. So it has to re-carve the wood, but eventually it does work. So I can now use my magic pencils. I love these pencils because they change colour as you're sketching, so it makes it really interesting. So that's something that I will be playing with, but they're really chunky, so I'm not going to put them in here. I've already got my 2 pencils in there. I don't really need to put these in here. If I want to sketch with these, I'll just take one of these with me. Nothing else in there has changed, except I've literally just today taken out my purple mild liner because I'm going to swap it for an orange one. And that, I used that earlier, so that can go back in. My junk journal, I haven't done anything more in it since last time. I am going to carry on with it, but like I said, she's carrying on her junk journal July into August, so she's just going to keep carrying on with that, and I'm just going to carry on with this until I've finished it. And then I think by the time I finish this, I will also be finished with this, and instead of putting another junk journal insert, I don't know. It's not that I'm over junk journaling, I just don't love it in this format. I'd rather have a big junk journal and shove loads of stuff in it, you know? Which I've already got. I've got a big junk journal. Same as I've got separate sketchbooks. But I think what I might do is take the junk journal out when I need to replace this and put ideally I would put a soft cover moleskin sketchbook in here. But they don't make the soft covers in this size. So I think I will either buy the hardback and take the hardback off like I did with this one, or I might just get the square one and just chop it down. Do it that way. Because it's neither here nor there to me if I lose like an inch on one side. Especially when you see my fairly big stupid sketchbook, which will be coming to you early in August. And yes, I have already spoken to Bun. I do have permission to use the Big Stupid Sketchbook and the Big Stupid Sketchbook project as part of my title. So don't be getting all, ooh, but that's Bun's stuff. I've already asked her for permission and she's fine with it. I would not do that to another artist. So yeah, that's going to be coming soon, and other than that, it's just playing with stuff and continuing to sort out my studio. Oh yes, I was going to tell you about that, wasn't I? So this is something that I'm going to do a bit more on later on. I'll probably do a proper dedicated vlog or something to it, because I'm still figuring out how it works, but I've got 2 things I'm doing that I'm using to tidy up my studio. I have a problem with getting rid of stuff. The problem being that I tend to box stuff up with the idea of recycling it or getting rid of it or sending it to a charity shop or whatever. Well, first of all, the charity shops are still shut. Secondly, I'm pretty lazy and the chances of getting things to a charity shop are fairly remote. Thirdly, I tend to box things up. And you know that old thing of, if you don't touch it in 6 months, don't bother using it? Well, I tend to go through the box and find all the cool stuff I've been looking for the last 6 months. So it's kind of counterintuitive. So I decided that the problem was not knowing what to do with these things. When I actually... hang on a minute. Let me... Ha! There you go. Hi. I decided that the problem was not knowing what to do with these things once I'd gone through them. So, like, I go through pens and things and I'd separate them into ones I'm going to keep and ones I'm not going to keep. And over time, the ones I'm not going to keep end up back in my keep box because I keep going and dipping in. So the problem is not being able to sort them. I can sort them, but I then don't get rid of the stuff that I've got decided I don't want, right? So then I said, well, why? I did the 5 whys thing. See? Sorry, I keep looking at the wrong camera. I did the 5 whys thing. So this is from Stephen's, somebody with a Japanese name I can never remember, that is mentioned in the Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll. You do the 5 whys. Why? Because, and I got to the point where I was like, well, because these are good supplies, and I don't want to just dump them in a second-hand shop or charity shop or whatever where somebody else is going to make a profit off them. Because most of the stuff, you know, some charity shops are okay, others not so much, and you have to be careful about where you give stuff, because at the end of the day, a lot of what you give away, the money made for them just goes to profit, and it doesn't always go to profit the charity that you think it's going to profit. If that makes sense. And again, I'm too lazy to do the research, so I decided the best thing to do was to contact somebody that I know here who has a lot to do with community arts projects in the area. Because I thought about, well, where would I most like this stuff to go? And I decided that I would like it to go to A, people who will use it, B, people who couldn't otherwise afford it, and C, people in my local area. So I've contacted Nikki, who is the girl who knows all these different people. She's got a lot to do with different community arts projects. And she is contacting various different people. She's got a list of stuff that I've got. I'm updating the list as I go. And she's literally going around these people and saying, okay, this is what's available and so on. Do you know somebody who can use it? Do you have an arts project going that could use it? Do you have maybe contact with a student who's doing arts who could use it because they're, you know, they don't have the money to buy materials or whatever? And basically I'm doing all the sorting and delivering, and she's doing all the legwork of working out who wants what and finding out where I can take it to. And I feel much better about that, because I know that those things now will go to people who can actually genuinely use them but couldn't otherwise get them. And that feels better to me. So now I'm re-evaluating well, do I need to keep this or not? And I'm using what is generally called a 2020 rule, but you move the parameters depending on what works for you. So the general premise is, if it's something you can replace in 20 minutes, or if it's something that will cost you less than $20, then you don't need to keep it. Now, of course, some people, $20 is a lot of money. To others, it's like, oh, I could go to 50. That's fine. For other people, you know, maybe you live out in the middle of nowhere, you know. Maybe Amazon doesn't deliver to where you are. Maybe there are no art shops where you live. Whatever. Maybe you work all the time and you can't just get things when you feel like it. Maybe you're on a budget, whatever. So, for me, if it costs less than £20, I'm using the 2020. If it costs less than £20, and I could go online and order it in less than 20 minutes, I get rid of it. And the only change in that is, if it's something that, yes, I could order it online in 20 minutes, but I can't get it from like a company that will deliver it within a week, I've got to wait for it to come from China and it could not get here till September, then that is the only change I make to that. I say, well, yes, I could buy it in 20 minutes in theory, but it won't arrive for 2 months. So, yeah, maybe don't get rid of that. Or just keep the ones that I know I'm going to use. So if it's a set of 6 and I only use 2 colours, I keep the 2 colours that I use and I put the other 4 in the box for somebody else to have, because I'm never going to use up those 4 colours. There's no point in having them. And if I suddenly one day desperately wake up and go, oh, why did I get rid of that green? I should have kept that green. I can go and buy the green. You know? I can find something else that has the same colour green. Or I can look in my other supplies. The other thing I'm doing is upgrading. So my deco art paints. I love my deco art paints, but over time, their consistency changes, which I don't mind if the consistency changed consistently. But one will change in that it will separate, and one will change in that it will dry up, and another will change in that it'll go like the actual consistency of the fluid will change. And it's really weird. You can't guarantee that a paint that you used 1 month ago and another paint that you used the same day are both going to work in the same way the next time you pick them up. So all of my deco art paints, I've got rid of all the ones that I know I'm never going to use those colours, and if I do want to use those colours, I'll just buy new colours in the paper artsy paints, which I prefer. And the ones that I do use all the colours, I've kept hold of, knowing that I will use them and knowing that I regularly use them and that I will use them up fairly quickly, and when they're finished, I will replace them with paper artsy ones. And all of the deco art proper acrylics I'm giving away to a charity, art project, whatever, the local people, because although those paints are good and I have no complaints about those paints in general, and I would say yes, if you want really cheap but good acrylic paints and you can't afford Liquitex or you can't get Liquitex, the deco art ones are good, but they're not good for me because I don't do glazing and every single one of them is transparent. And it drives me insane having to do 5 coats of something when I don't need to. Coupled with that, I prefer the paper artsy paints anyway for my journaling, and when I'm painting, I actually want to do oil paint. I don't use my oil paint because, acrylic is quicker and easier. So I've got the paper artsy paints and I've got watercolour that I can do, just basic colour blocking with. I've also got my Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s that I can do colour blocking with. I can do colour blocking with gouache. I've got all sorts of things I can do colour blocking with. I've even got acrylic ink, which I prefer. And I can use that, and then I can do my oils over the top once I've done the colour blocking. Or I can just do oils. I paint what they call alla prima, which is basically 1 coat and you're done. Except I don't do 1 coat and you're done. I do 1 coat and then I come back to it and I fiddle a bit. Basically 1 coat and some details later. But that actually works for the way I paint, because I paint and then, my Twitch stream is when I paint. So I do a painting on a Twitch stream and then I won't touch it again until the next time I pick it up for a Twitch stream. So that could be next week or it could be in 6 weeks. So it doesn't matter if it's oils. Interesting fact, the way I dry my oils to make sure that they don't get dusty is I put them in the oven. No, I do not switch the oven on. I don't use my oven. Carrie used to keep sweaters in her oven. I keep my oil paintings in my oven and I just leave the door slightly open because it keeps the dust off them and it keeps the dog hair off them and it still allows the air to flow. Interesting fact there. So yeah, that's... And the other thing that I don't feel bad about, which I used to always feel bad about this, is because I largely do portraits and animals. I don't generally do landscapes. Although I do urban sketching, I don't do landscapes particularly. And if I do landscapes, I tend to do spacescapes and fantasy landscapes, which don't require trees are green, mud's brown, all that kind of stuff. Not that anything specifically requires that, but you know what I mean. I don't generally use 8 greens from a set. I don't generally use yellows and oranges, I might use maybe one or two of them, but I wouldn't use all of them. I very rarely use pink. So instead of having all of these different sets of pencils that have got 84 different colours and I only use 15 of them, I'm going to keep the 15 that I actually use, and I'm going to give the rest to the charity, who won't care that there are some missing out of the set because they didn't have any to start with. So, you know, having 71 extra pencils is just as good as having the full 84 set. They don't really care. I'm also going to get rid of some of the sets that I've been given by different companies that I no longer require. One of those, obviously, is the Deco Art student acrylics, premium acrylics, because, like I say, although they are good acrylics, and I have no other complaints about them at all, I think they're fantastic paints, I don't like the fact that they're all transparent. And I don't glaze with stuff, and it drives me insane. So, yeah, I'm just going to give those to somebody who can use them. And I will put a note in there saying, all of these paints are transparent, they need to go to somebody who glazes. Just the same as I will, you know, I am loath to get rid of any of my old Prismacolors. But the ones that I'm not going to use, you know, I've got several different greens and pinks that I know I'm never going to use. I don't think I've ever sharpened them in the 15 plus years I've had them. Whereas, as you've seen in my little bag, you know, here's my little remnants bag of my Prismacolors, and most of these are second or third generation ones. I mean, that purple, I've repurchased that purple 3 times now, and that's the size of what's left of it. I need to get another one, but I can't find it in open stock anywhere. These are all ones that have been worn down to nubs. So, and they're all portrait colours, because that's what I tend to use. Even for animals, natural and portrait and flesh tone, it tends to be what you use most of. Neutral portrait and flesh tone is what you use most of. So, yeah, I don't really see the need for having 5 different oranges over 6 different sets, when keeping my favourite 2 oranges from the Prismacolor set and the one that I really like from my Faber-Castells, and getting rid of the other oranges because I'm never going to need that many, is a better option. So I've managed to alleviate the guilt of getting rid of stuff, because I come from one of those waste not, want not, womble type families where you don't get rid of anything that's good, even if you don't use it. And at the same time alleviated the pass it on to somebody who can use it kind of attitude, where you just end up passing your mess on to someone else. And I know that the stuff I'm giving away is going to help other people who, I've been in their situation where I desperately wanted some decent pencils and I couldn't afford them. And I had to paint colour with my Crayolas. I'm pretty sure that all those years of being a very poor student is why I learnt to be so good with a ballpoint pen, in fact. Because ballpoint pens, you can get them in Argos for nothing. You don't even have to pay for them. You can just go and nick one from Argos and nobody cares. You can go into your local hotel and go, I'm sorry, do you have a pen I can borrow? And then just walk off with it. And there you've got a ballpoint pen that'll last you for a week, you know? Whereas pencils, you know, when you've got to pay 30, 40 odd quid for a set of pencils, or you can only afford to buy 2 at a time and you have to decide which of the 2 colours you desperately need most. I've been there. I know what that feels like, and I want somebody else to have that little moment of, oh my God, somebody's given me this and it's actually really good quality as well. You know, it's not one of these 5 and dime type 4,000 piece sets and the only thing that's any good about it is the box, you know. I want somebody else to have that moment of joy where they go, oh my God, well, look at all these greens and they're really nice pencils. So you donate your supplies to either of 2 shops. One supports the community food bank and the other an outreach program. Yeah, we don't have any like that. The nearest one to me has, well, we do have one, but it's like 25 miles away. and it doesn't support my local community, it supports a completely different county. And there's a charity shop around the corner, which I do take stuff to. It's a Christian charity shop, and they are very picky about what they'll take. And I don't just mean like, oh, they won't take my witchy books and stuff like that. Of course they won't. I wouldn't even insult them by taking that kind of stuff there. But they won't take regular books because they can't sell regular books because they're in a thing where people go in to buy a pair of rain boots. You know, that's not the kind of thing that their people buy, so it's not the kind of thing that they'll take. So, oh, all of my clothes and stuff, all of my personal stuff, anything like that, I give to the women's shelter. Yeah, I've got Lucy from the local women's shelter on speed dial, and I just, you know, every so often I say to her, "Are you going to be in the area at any point? Can I give you a bag of clothes?" And she'll go, "Yep." So, you know, clothes, towels, hair dye that I'm not going to use, cosmetics that have only been used once and I decide I don't like them, and I just sterilise them with some alcohol and put a tag on them to say they've been sterilised. And they'll take anything like that. And you throw in a couple of dozen personal razors and toothbrushes and, you know, all that kind of stuff, and they give them out to women who are in need or in the shelter or, God forbid, living on the streets. And that's, you know, all of my personal stuff that I think they can use goes there. I'd much rather give stuff away to people who can use it than put it in a charity shop where it's going to make somebody a profit. Because really, a lot of your stuff that you take to a charity shop ends up in the bin or making somebody a profit. So that's how it is here. I mean, it could be so totally different in other countries, but that's how it is here. So, turned a corner. Yes, I have. I've got to the point where, yes, I've been sick for a week, but I didn't just move my table and everything and then not do anything else. I think on Twitch last week, actually, I cleared off the entirety of that bookshelf and went through everything. I still haven't moved my books onto that bookshelf yet, my journals and stuff. But I'm at that point where I have quite a few journals up there, and I've just got to sort the shelves out and start moving them. And it's something I can do, you know, every time I get up and go and make a cup of coffee, I pick up a few more journals and bring them over here. It's something I can do as I'm doing my normal stuff. As opposed to, oh God, I'm going to sort my studio out, it's such a mess. You know, that's too big a job. Hi, Kathy. I'm actually just about to finish, but I've been on for 3 hours, so you get to go back and watch the whole thing from the beginning. Yay. Yeah, it feels like a big... Oh, I have no issues buying from a charity shop. Not at all. If it's something that I want or need, or something that I don't want to buy new because it's not environmentally friendly to do so, then yeah, I have no problem buying from a charity shop at all. I support charity shops. I have an issue with giving good stuff away to charity shops where it's going to be sold for like 20p and 18p of that is to make a profit for the shop, as opposed to just giving it to people who can use it, who won't be selling it on to anybody, they'll just be using it. I would rather do it that. I'd rather give it direct to the charity or the good cause or whatever than give it to a so-called charity shop where, you know, 80% of their overheads go towards paying rent and stuff. So, anyway. So I talked about that for ages. I didn't intend to, but I kind of got on a roll. But I'm going to do a proper video on it, I think, once I've done everything and show you, look, this is what I've done. I didn't take before pictures. Just imagine, okay, so you go on for an episode of Hoarders, okay, and it's not rubbish, and there's no bugs, and there's no dead cats, But you know those, like, the ones where it's somebody who's just a permanent shopper and there's just piles of new stuff all over the place and piles of old stuff underneath it and it's just piles of stuff everywhere? That's me. Because I never actually get to the point where I get rid of stuff. I just keep going through old stuff. And I'm getting annoyed at myself now, you know. They say you make progress when you call yourself on your own crap. And that's me calling myself on my own crap. So I did the 5 whys exercise and I figured out why I don't get rid of it. And now I feel like I can get rid of it. And the other good thing is that having contacted Nikki and said, okay, this is what I've got, who can make use of it, just tell me where they are and I'll take it to them. I now am obliged to get rid of it. I can't just put it in the box and then go, oh, I've changed my mind about that a few weeks later, you know, because I've promised her that this stuff is available if somebody wants it. And it may be that nobody wants it for another 3 months because they're not doing real meetups. Or it might be that they don't want it until nearer Christmas when they start doing stuff for the craft fairs. And that's okay. But I still can't start dipping into that box and gradually, over 6 months, empty that box back into my stash and I end up back where I started with too much stuff and empty boxes. That's the logic behind it anyway. I am fortunate enough to be in a position where if I desperately need to replace something or I desperately need to get hold of something that I did have, but unfortunately I gave it away, I can usually either borrow it from somebody or I can replace it. You know, it's a minor inconvenience to have to spend £8 on a bottle of ink in a specific colour that I gave away 6 months ago because, damn it, I need it for this project. It's a minor inconvenience to say, okay, I'm going to have to spend £6 and wait for 2 days for it to be delivered by Amazon. Sakichi Toyoda. Is that his name? I always thought it was Steve something. Maybe I'm putting the S and the T together and my head said Steve. That does sound familiar though. Yeah, it's the 5 whys. I know it's definitely mentioned in the bullet journal method. That's as much as I know about it. If you say that's his name, I will take your word for it. But yeah, I've made breakthroughs with that 5 whys method in several things, including why I used to decide I was going to do something and then procrastinated doing it. And it came down to a feeling of a loss of control. If I felt like I was doing it because I wanted to do it, I would do it. Yes, that's right, he does work for Toyota. He does work for Toyota, that's correct. So I'll take your word for it, that's his name. Okay. I was close enough with Steve something. I knew he was Japanese at least. I mean, come on, give me some credit. And I knew I didn't have his name right. That's half the battle, right? What was I saying? Yeah, I figured out that I'm a control freak, which I never thought I was, but oh boy, am I. If I feel like I'm doing something because somebody else is telling me I have to, or because I feel obliged to do it for somebody else, I won't do it. It's just never going to happen. I will do everything, including cleaning, before I will get around to that one thing. I will procrastinate it forever. But if I feel I'm doing something because I want to do it, because I want to share it with somebody, then I will do it. So I had to change my thinking about a few things and say, okay, so-and-so. It came about because I was asked for something in Patreon by, I think it was probably somebody like Cody or Risha or something, asked me specifically for something. And I said I was going to do it, and then I never got around to it. And the reason I never got around to it was because I felt like I had no control over it. Which is ridiculous, because it's entirely my choice whether I say, yes, that's a good idea, I'll do that, or not. But I felt like because somebody had asked for it, I felt obliged to give it to them, therefore it wasn't within my control. So I rephrased it to say, well, they've made this suggestion. I like that suggestion. Therefore, I'm going to do it. That's my control. My control is I have ultimate say about whether we do something or we don't. They can suggest all they like, but if something is outside of my skill range, or I can't do it, or I don't have enough material to share it, or whatever, then I can't do it. And I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to say I will do it if I don't feel comfortable. So once I had that realisation, I realised that actually I already do that, and therefore the control is mine. People can ask for anything they want, but whether I give it to them is up to me. And since then, very little procrastination. With a little bit of lateness where I forgot the day. That's usually what happens, actually. I forget what day it is. Yesterday's prompt was late because I convinced myself all day that it was Monday, and it was only when I went to bed that I realised it was Tuesday. And I had to put the prompt up 6 hours ago. And I only realised that because I checked my bullet journal and went, oh, God, I've got YouTube tomorrow. That must mean it's Wednesday. That means today's Tuesday, not Monday. That means I'm late. Oh, my brain, I tell you, it's fun living in this brain. It really is. Anyway, back to normal from now on, hopefully. I say hopefully, you know. I think I'm better now. So far, so good. I had a stomach bug. No more need be said on that. But you know what it's like. You start feeling like you're okay, and then you drink a cup of coffee, and you're like, oh, no, not okay. We have a slice of toast, you're like, no, not okay. This is not okay. Yeah, but so far so good. I've been alright since yesterday. I felt a bit fragile yesterday, and I felt a bit shaky today and dehydrated, but that's normal. I feel normal, but just a bit dehydrated. But again, you know, they say drink plenty of fluids, but you drink enough fluids, you start throwing them up. So maybe not. Maybe we won't do that. Maybe we'll just chill a little bit. We'll just wait till tomorrow to fully hydrate. You know, we can rehydrate over a day or so as long as we're not passing out, I reckon. You're ill today, so it's a rest day. Yeah. Highly recommend the final 24. There's like 3 seasons of them. There's the last 24 hours. There's a whole series of those on famous people. And there's one called The Final 24, which is 3 series, also of famous people. And there's only like 2 overlaps. I watched Amy Winehouse last night. Oh, that poor girl. That was just so heartbreaking. I mean, it's all sad, you know, it's always sad when somebody goes before their time, but, you know, there's somewhere you can see it coming. It was galloping over the hill, you know. Prince had an opioid addiction. Of course he was going to go the way he did. His body was going to give out eventually. Elvis, you know, he had so many different problems. Of course his body was going to give out eventually. But when you watch, like, the Amy Winehouse one and you see her go from this wonderful, you know, healthy, excited, expressive young girl who has had issues but seems to have overcome them. And then over the course of like an hour and a half, you just watch her get thinner and thinner and thinner and weaker and weaker and weaker until that's it, she's dead. And it's like, oh my God, what a waste. It's heartbreaking to watch. I can only imagine how horrible it must have been for people who had to actually physically watch that happen. Awful. Yeah. But that's why I started drawing different faces. Oh, she had a wonderful voice. I'm a huge Ella Fitzgerald fan, do you see? She was part of the 27 Club, yeah. I mean, a lot of the 27 Club, some of it, again, you know, Janis Joplin, I think everybody saw that coming, didn't they? Sid and Nancy were going to self-destruct. That was, you know, you could see it coming. But some of them are just so heartbreaking. So heartbreaking. When you actually find out what actually happened. Anyway. Yeah, that's what I've been watching. The Last 24 Hours of and Final 24. And there's another series on the 27 Club. So if any of the 27 Club aren't in any of either of those two that I'm watching, I will go and watch them on something else. That journal I use, my rock and roll, Tragedies of Rock and Roll, that's got loads of different 27 clubs. Heath Ledger was 28, wasn't he? He didn't fit the 27 club. Something about that I seem to remember. They put him in the 27 club, but he wasn't 27, if I remember correctly. Yeah. It was interesting that the Amy Winehouse one was interesting because there was so many parallels with Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love and Sid and Nancy. And then you watch Amy and Blake, and it's like this horrendously codependent, drug-fueled relationship where they genuinely love each other, but they are going to self-destruct and kill each other. It's so sad. So sad. Jimi Hendrix, yeah. That was another one I think a lot of people saw coming. Maybe not as early as it happened, but, you know. Jim Morrison, that was sad because he'd actually got clean. And then his heart gave out. Same with Whitney Houston. She was trying. You know, it wasn't like she just started taking drugs and went, oh, that's it, I'm never going to bother again. She tried to get clean so many times. And then her body just gave out. So sad. I think Prince was the saddest one for me because he was so full of life and so he had so much passion and he lived for what he did. And because he got addicted to opiates, which is his own fault at the end of the day, you know, it's nobody to blame for your addiction but you. But he tried to get help and he tried to get away from it, and then his body just shut down anyway. It was really sad. And he died alone in his elevator. Brittany Murphy, yeah. That was really sad too. And didn't her boyfriend die as well? Of the same thing? Because I remember there being a big controversy about that one. I haven't watched her documentary recently, at least, you know. Well, 69. Was he 69, 70? I don't know. I know he died just after his birthday. Alan Rickman! Oh no, don't stop me on Alan Rickman. The only one that's going to get me more than that, the only one that will get me more than Alan Rickman and David Bowie will be... Oh my god, and then his name just completely... poof. How do I do that? Tim Curry. There we go. I kept... My head kept going, Frank. And I'm like, no. It's not Frank. That's Frankenfurter. That's his character. Yeah. Oh, Alan Rickman, I cried. David Bowie, that hit me in the heart. Because David Bowie was... oh, he was God. I grew up on David Bowie's music. I loved him. Alan Rickman's voice could have melted concrete, never mind cheese. But yeah, when Tim Curry goes, that'll be another one that will really upset me. But yeah. Anyway, that was a nice cheerful way to round off the stream, wasn't it? Talking about people who died. Excellent. Nice one. This content is not made for children. Rick Mail. Meh. I never found him funny, so I never really engaged. So Alan Rickman in Private Lives, I would have loved to have seen that one. I saw him several times on stage, but I didn't see him in Private Lives. Anyway, come on, I'm going to round up the stream now. It's time to go. Thank you to those who donated via Super Chat. Awesome. Thank you very much. I will help myself to a coffee when I finally get my car on the road, which I'm hoping to do tomorrow morning. Wish me luck. And I will see you guys back here next week. What do you want to do? Do you want me to... Well, I'm going to be working on my studio this week, trying to sort some more stuff out. Because I really need to get that corner sorted out so that I can get all my stuff from that corner over here where I don't have to keep climbing over stuff to go and print things. So I don't really want to do any testing, but I want to... Oh, maybe I'll start with my big stupid sketchbook project, my fairly big stupid sketchbook project, a la by Bun. Maybe I'll start with that next week. What do you think? My students have already seen it, see? My patrons have already seen it, so... Well, I'm going to close down the stream now anyway, so I will see you all next week. Let me know in the comments what you want me to do next week. Bye, guys.